For myself, I tend to try to love to keep things really simple. And for me, being energetically simple really helps. Just kind of gathering my energy, resting down and in, and noticing that that stills my mind, that stills my nervous system, my body, my energetics. It helps me settle. It helps my consciousness return to a sense of the present moment and receptivity. And I'm hoping as you're listening that you can feel some of this in yourself as well. Because that's the most important thing, like I was saying before, is your own direct experience and how you learn from that, and try things out and feel what really resonates and works. And so I think that when there is a greater sense of stillness in one's being, you can also feel this paradox occurring where you feel, have you ever heard that phrase, like, just get out of the way? Like I'll hear it a lot when people are in healing modalities, or probably in a lot of things like sports, or a lot of things where let's just say you go in, you're a body worker and you go in and you're attending to what's happening in the person's body, and you apply your skills, but you're not overthinking it. You're not getting too much into the notions of technique, maybe while you're learning the techniques, but once you really know them, your body memory kicks in, and you're doing your work in a way where the idea of yourself and how you think it should go and what needs to happen is out of the way, where there's a dialogue with what's happening, a kind of call and response with the person's body that you might be doing the body work on. Or, maybe it's the athlete or the musician that's, encountering their guitar or instrument. And so the techniques and the structures fall away. And interestingly enough, so does the sense of the me-ness that overly identifies as the person who's leading the activity. The leading blends with the sense of following to the point where there's this paradox of being present and yet not being overly identified with oneself as the one who is being present to what's happening. And so that's what's, to me, fascinating about this topic of abiding in one's own authority, or we could say one's own autonomy. It's a very similar topic. What's paradoxical about it is that it's not another place for the ego identity to kind of go like, I'm the one who has the power, and I have the power over this, and I have the power over that, and well, I know and you don't, and kind of claiming all the knowledge in a way that's very grasping and concretizing, and can be both, like it smacks of playing offense and playing defense at the same time. Of playing offense for, this is what I'm right about, and defending against any questioning of that authority. That's not the kind of authority that we're talking about here. We're talking about an authority that comes from that rooting in being self-contained and resourced. This is the key part, I think. Being resourced in this realm where you get a sense of what it's like to be completely willing and available to know, to clearly know, while simultaneously being comfortable with not knowing. And it's in that realm of, we might say, a blend of humility, like the humility to be willing to say, I don't know, but also to have the audacity, you could even say, to be able to say, I know this is the way to go right now. And it's not a knowing of mind, it's a knowing of your being. And it's a knowing because that aspect of your being that resides in this kind of core central channel is being resonant with a certain direction. It's resonating with a certain direction. It's being called. It has a clarity, and it may be accompanied with a lot of clear seeing. If you're more visual, it may be accompanied with a kind of sense of rightness that just settles in a more kinesthetic way. It may come from, recognizing, a still small voice, or that, that statement that just drops in like a gift. And you learn through life experience.